This website says it's going to take me 10 months to hit 500k. I think that's whack. Let's do it way before that. So subscribe to the channel and help me out. And while you're down there, follow my Twitter and Instagram. Links are down below. Thanks. Alright, listen up, focus, lock in. We're going to war with a furry. I'm not joking. I was never planning on acknowledging this clown on the channel because my neurons would get offended that I would use them for such a pointless exercise. Like, the synapses that fire in my brain are kind of, I'd say, above talking about a furry who roasted me. Unless, of course, it's been a bad month for views, then anything's on the table, right? But no, this guy, I'm just a little sick of him, so we're gonna have to deal with him real quick. So, Clapped Seal is the name, being an insufferable furry is the game, apparently. So, I know about this guy, or I should say I knew about him back when he made a video on me a few months ago about my drama. Actually, it was about a year ago, the controversies of Acheeto. Now, that video did pretty well for him, so he got a little high huffing his own farts and made a part 2, which also did decent for him. Coincidentally, after his second video on me, he hit the jackpot making a video on a furry, which is kind of what ended up happening, where he completely shifted his content from talking about commentary channels he didn't like to furry controversies, I guess. And he's recently been conjuring up some bangers. I mean, are furries a minority group? The terrible state of anti-furry journalism. Dude. I know someone's gonna complain that I'm just making fun of him for his titles and thumbnails without watching the videos, but dude, I don't have 45 minutes or 50 minutes to watch a video about the terrible state of anti-furry journalism or are furries a minority group. Oh my god, look at this thumbnail. History of Messy Tales Fantasy Etiquette, and the thumbnail is just poop. It's just poop. How do you exit Photoshop and feel accomplished after making that, man? Anyway, that's about all you have to know about this dude. He makes furry content and made a video on me a while ago, but he's recently been pretty vocal on Twitter, and I want to talk about some of the stuff he's been saying, why he's been saying it, and yeah, just kind of dunk on this guy, to be honest with you. It starts off with Turkey Tom dropping this tweet saying coming soon with a thumbnail for a video that is actually not coming soon, which people didn't seem to understand. They thought it actually was a trailer for a video he's posting, so I got a lot of backlash and stuff like that. But our friend Clapped Seal here on Twitter decides to chime in saying, genuinely wonder what it must feel like to have never made a good joke before. Alright, you can criticize the tweet, you could say it's not funny, that's fine, but what do you find funny, Clapped Seal?
What the Sigma?
Take all the issue you want with edgy humor, but as a content creator, you have to be offering some kind of an alternative, you know, what's your kosher humor, Clapped Seal? Tom quote tweets him by saying, it's okay bro, your entire life is a good joke, with a screenshot of his thumbnail saying, are furries a minority group? Anyway, dude responds by saying, too busy racking up N-word clips and grifting for incel teens to realize my answer was no. Huh, Thomas? Unfunny and a compulsive liar. Keep it up, we might have to implement a mercy rule. Okay, so he's referring to the fact that he concluded in his video that furries are not a minority group, but oh, okay. I don't know if it's an own to say that nobody cared enough to watch your entire video to reach the conclusion. Wow, people are making fun of me because my video presents a question that is so outrageous and absurd that they haven't even engaged with it, so they haven't gotten to the part of the video where I say, no, furries are actually not a minority group. Oh. Okay, bro. Yeah, you checkmated me, man. I didn't really think about it like that. Yeah, man, I took the L for not carving out 45 minutes to watch a video about furry oppression. In the same way that I must be taking an L every single time I flush my poop log without staring at it for a few minutes, noting its subtle texture as it floats on the water before saying goodbye. Anyway, so he got pretty upset, I guess, because he goes on to tweet 5 hours ago, I'd love to air out all my hatred for these commentary snakes right now, but I ain't got the time. Put a pin in this conversation, let me come back later. They all manipulative liars and they know it. I've got a life to live, priorities to take care of. They wouldn't know nothing about that. Okay, but this guy just made a criticism of somebody for not knowing the conclusion of his 45-minute video, because the majority of people would have better things to do, you know? What did you say? A life to live, priorities to take care of? So I think they would know something about that. I think your tweet doesn't make sense. And he very recently dropped this thread saying, frankly, I shouldn't need to justify myself to those who don't listen. A considerable of discussion online around social issues is fought on emotional levels, so it should be made clear, furries are not a minority, and the characterization of such is disrespectful to established minority groups. My video made that statement clear. This video answers its question with a stern no. This is despite what research articles about furries claim. What my video does instead is respond to the question by saying no, but what should they be categorized as? If I disagree with research articles on furries using the term minority, what do I believe? It is clear to me, as it has always been, the group of people mislabeling my stance have no desire to understand my actual opinion. They will instead choose to manipulate my words and use false information to prove their stance. I'm currently backed up with work. I am a student in high school, I asked that these so-called adults have a maturity check instead of having their fan bases send me gore. Okay, no creator has asked their fan base to send you gore. Like what creator did that? Can you prove that? Can you provide evidence for that, please? He's also bringing up the fact that he's in high school to sort of absolve him of criticism, I think, but he also then went and brought up the like leaked Turkey Tom messages to criticize him, but those were leaked when Turkey Tom was in high school. I can criticize you for stuff that you did when you were a high schooler, but just so you guys know, like when I'm tweeting this stuff that you're supposed to take seriously and you're supposed to hear what I'm saying, I'm just a high schooler, man, okay? I'm packed up on my classes and my finals and my videos, bro. I don't have time to respond to all this criticism. So obviously the thing he wants the most from me is to watch his videos. So on stream a bit ago, I actually ended up watching his video, and this is how that went.
Drama content. A repeating cycle of reacting to the latest, greatest, spicy drama whilst adding little to no nuance to the topic. I can't help but comment on how covering stories has transformed into more of a
nice character, bro.
commodic. I can't help but
bro, the way it slides in.
comment on how spicy drama whilst adding little to no nuance
Ready?
to the topic. I can't help but comment on DramaTube. You're not learning about a story, its effects, and what we can do going forward.
This is me. This is a different channel, by the way. They all look the same.
If you're choosing to ignore
Okay, this is it. If you're choosing to ignore
or the consequences of the story you're talking about in videos supposedly giving the full story, then you're not actually giving the full story.
that's just not true. The consequences of the video that you make come after the video where you're talking about the story, so you can't futuristically perceive the consequences of your video and then like pre-fire the response. Like that's just not how this works. He can put his hand on his furry's avatar's face. He can be like, "Ugh, this is so frustrating to have to deal with," but he's just fucking wrong. Unfortunate.
Instead of publishing evidence that the shooter willingly pursued the victim, aggressively stalked and engaged a confrontation before inevitably shooting and fatally wounding them, they would rather opt to publish evidence that the victim had a history of weed and violence in school. They had weed.
This whole like furries are the new black people is not working, dude. Next thing is like, in the same way, if you were to talk about furries, you would want to make them seem weird. You guys do that yourselves. Fucking Tucker doesn't need to sit here and be like, the furries, they smoke weed, and the furries, they have low impulse control, or whatever. It's just, look.
Any piece of evidence that could allow them to traverse the narrative of self-defense. The excuse here being what's called the stand your ground laws, which allows exemption from punishment when deadly force is applied if it can be reasonable.
Why are we doing this? Why are we... Dude, this guy is actually talking like he's a slave from Roots. Like he was taken from his homeland, forced to work on the fucking plantation, and this is like systemic anti-furry racism. Oh my god. But instead of talking about like an instance of some shit like that happening, dude, he talks about Turkey Tom.
In a video about a worldwide issue, you choose to focus on a specific, already hated community, and in doing so, you provide small, localized examples. That is misleading. It's misleading because you're...
Dude, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. This is so dumb. Buddy, read chat? Yeah, I don't. So as you can see, I didn't last very long. I thought the video was incredibly bad, and yeah, with that all being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to leave a like and sub if you're new. Follow my social medias, links are all down below. See you guys later. Peace.